Hi folks, I'm Andy from BlackJack Legacy, and you're watching This Week in Wargaming, the weekly show that keeps you up to speed with bite-sized nuggets of wargaming news so you don't have to troll the internet to be kept in the know. This week we have some Shady moves from Games Workshop, Conquest pre-orders for those with deep pockets, and an army of ducks. Is that right? Did I really write that down? Let's start off with news from Olmec Games, creators of the fantastic Drowned Earth game and range of miniatures. They currently have a Kickstarter running which went live this week called Clever Girl, which sees the addition of dinosaur whisperers to the tropical post-apocalyptic game. This means you can now take dinos as part of your crew along with special characters who can control them. As always with the Drowned Earth, the sculpts are fantastic, and even for non-gamers, there's some beautiful minis to take your brushes to, should you wish to paint something that's not wearing power armor, for example. The Kickstarter has already funded, and it ends on Tuesday, October the 3rd, so don't delay. As with everything you see in this news update, there'll be links in the description of this video to take you right to the page. Next up, the fine folks at Goblin King Games have been doing an amazing job of working alongside lots of different tabletop channels and websites to reveal some characters for their own upcoming Kickstarter for Moonstone. This Kickstarter will see the addition of a new faction called Shades of Moonreach, which brings the undead to the whimsical world. I was lucky enough to be asked to be involved with this, so you can check out the characters that I revealed in the video in the links below, but don't forget to go to Moonstone's social channels to see all of the other amazing creators that have revealed those mysterious shades. The Kickstarter goes live on October the 10th, so we'll be taking a look at that once it's live. Those busy bees at Mantic Games have put their very sinister Twilight Kin models and army deals up for pre-order this week, and I have to say they're probably up there with the best plastics they've released to date. The Twilight Kin army, or Evil Elves for those not well versed in the world of Panathor, has been around for a while, but this sees a complete overhaul of the model range and it looks all of the better for it. They do a very nice Ultimate Bundle, which sees you getting a fantastic army deal with all of the new sculpts included, and it tops out at over 60 models. These pre-orders will begin to ship from October the 18th, so you've still got some time to get in there and check them out before they hit the streets. Now I had to go back and double check this one, but yes, it's true. The highly talented Ian from Fenris Games has a short Kickstarter running right now to bring you the Army of Duckness. That's right, a miniature army of wargaming ducks. As part of his growing range of anthropomorphic animals, these 28mm scale feathered fighters will fit in any amount of gaming rule sets to bring a little fun to your tabletop. With characters such as Drake Pliskin and Quint Eastduck, who wouldn't want these excellent minis? Kickstarter ends on Tuesday, September the 26th, so move quick, you'd be quackers to miss out. Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings from Parabellum Games, is something that's been gaining a bit of attention recently, especially after the release of its newest faction, the City States. One thing that could be levelled at it, however, is that it's not the cheapest of games to get into. Well, if you've got deep pockets and you're feeling like diving into the deep end with Conquest, then they have just the army deals for you. They've just put up for pre-order a number of full 2,000 point armies in a box for 4 of their factions: the Wardren, Nords, the 100 Kingdoms, and the Old Dominion. These range from €400 for the cheapest up to €629 for the most expensive. Now, you do get a full army in here, but for most of us, I'd suspect pulling out that kind of money in one big chunk will only be for the most dedicated of fans. If that's you, then you can pre-order them now and they'll be releasing late September. Lastly, I wanted to end with that Shady move story from Games Workshop. Well, unless you've been living in the back of a cave for the last 6 months, you'll be aware that the Nottingham Giants have released the 10th edition of Warhammer 40k, and with it a promise of an easier way to get into the game, simplified, not simple rules, and an amazing free downloadable rules and stats for each army. Well, now the game is 3 months old, we're starting to see the mask slip a little and the truth starting to come out. This week saw the first release of a 10th edition codex for Tyranids, and unbelievably with it saw the removal of the free index stats. If you want to play Tyranids now and you didn't download those stat lines for the models when they were free, well, you're going to have to stump up £35 for the codex to see what those stat lines are now. The points cost in the new codex, unfortunately, are already out of date at release and have been superseded by the updated Field Munitorum. Also, the simplified, not simple streamlining of the stratagems, something specifically called out by Games Workshop themselves as being bloated in 9th edition, have now gone from 6 in the free stats to 30 in the new codex. I have to admit I was genuinely considering dipping my toe into 10th edition purely as it's such a popular game. I wanted to see for myself what folks love about it. However, shady moves like these just keep pushing me further away. So many games offering free rules and stats these days, I honestly thought that Games Workshop had begun to get 10th edition right. It seems, however, I was wrong. Maybe there's a bigger video topic in this one, we'll see. That's this week in Wargaming. Let me know what you think about the stuff I've covered here, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe so that you're keeping up to date with what's happening in the Wargaming world. See you next week, and happy hobbying.